Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're venturing into something pretty fascinating that's changed so much recently.
Free AI image generation.
Exactly. In 2025. I mean, think back, maybe 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get an AI to make any kind of picture was, well, hard and expensive.
Required serious hardware, specialized knowledge, definitely not mainstream.
And now, it's kind of amazing you can get these incredibly powerful tools, often just needing like a Wi-Fi connection.
It's a huge shift, really democratizing things, putting creative power in basically anyone's hands.
Yeah, totally. So we wanted to create a sort of field guide for you, our listener. If you're curious about making AI art without spending any money,
Mm-hmm.
we personally tested 10 tools that really stood out.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time with them.
So this is going to be a conversational deep dive, less of a dry list, more, boots on the ground notes from actually using them.
What worked, what didn't, the quirks.
Yeah, right. And we tried to be systematic about it. We looked at a few key things for each one.
Yeah, first off, how easy is it to just get started? That frictionless first run, no complicated signups.
Crucial. Then, obviously, image quality, fidelity, but also controllability. Can you actually steer the output?
Very important. And the free quotas, how generous are they? Are they predictable or do they run out instantly?
Good point. Licensing, too. We tried to figure out, okay, what can you actually do with these images legally?
That can be tricky sometimes.
Definitely. And then kind of the vibe around it. Is there an active community, support, resources?
And finally, does it feel like it's still being developed? Does it have that sort of forward-looking research DNA, signs of life?
Okay, so let's get into it. First up, DreamStudio. This is Stability AI's flagship web UI for stable diffusion.
Right. If Stable Diffusion is the engine, DreamStudio is like the grand piano. Accessible, versatile.
Nice analogy. I like that. And they give you 100 credits right off the bat.
Which lets you do a fair bit of experimenting initially.
What really struck me, even with those free credits, are the editor tools.
Oh yeah, the in-painting and out-painting are surprisingly good.
Right. Fixing little bits or extending the canvas. And the AI upscaler works pretty well too.
Plus, you're not stuck with just one model. You can pick SDXL, which is usually better quality,
More coherent. Yeah.
or their artistic model, or even community-made models. There's a real buffet there.
And for the more technical folks, there's an API, Zapier integrations. Opens up possibilities.
It definitely leans a bit more towards power users or those willing to dig in.
Now, the caveats, sometimes server load can slow things down, right?
Yeah, it depends when you use it. Peak times can be slower.
And the commercial rights. It seems like that gets much clearer only once you top up with paid credits.
That's a key distinction. The free tier is great for playing, but for business use, you'll probably want to pay.
So, bottom line, great for detailed editing, exploring styles, maybe if you're a bit more technical.
Agreed.
Okay, next, Bing Image Creator. This is Microsoft's take, using DALL-E under the hood.
Kind of like Clippy's Cooler, much more artistic cousin.
Huh.
Yeah, integrated right into Bing Search and the Edge browser.
The big plus here is the super easy onboarding if you already have a Microsoft account.
Oh yeah, zero friction. You're basically in.
And they give you 15 boost tokens daily.
Which means faster generation for those first 15 images.
Exactly. After that, it slows down, but crucially, it doesn't lock you out. You can still generate, just takes longer.
Which is pretty generous, actually. I also like the prompt coaching.
Yeah, it gives little suggestions as you type. Quite helpful for refining your ideas.
And the integration is tight. Send to Microsoft Designer, pop it in an email. Very smooth within their ecosystem.
The main things to watch out for, though.
Watermark.
Yeah.
There's always a Bing watermark.
Yeah, permanent watermark. And the
Yeah.
commercial licensing is fuzzy.
Yeah, really unclear. Probably fine for social media posts, personal stuff.
Right. But risky for actual commercial products or branding, I'd say. Use with caution there.
So, super easy. Great if you're already using Microsoft stuff. Good for quick ideas.
All right, let's talk about Crayon. Formerly, DLA Mini.
Ah, yes. The scrappy street artist of the bunch.
Uh-huh. Perfect description. Unlimited use. No sign-up needed.
That's the killer feature, really. Just go to the site and start typing.
The results can be... well, quirky is a good word.
Definitely quirky. And the resolution on the free tier is lower. 256 by 256.
Yeah, not high def, but unlimited generation.
Exactly. For sheer volume of ideas, it's hard to beat. And speed can be okay during off-peak hours.
It depends on ad load, too, I think.
Probably. They do have some style toggles now, too. Pro Photo Vector.
But the V4 Auto seems to help sometimes with the weirder anatomy it sometimes produces.
It tries. And they ask for attribution, but it's not strictly enforced.
Right, more of a request. So Crayon's great for just brainstorming, right?
Yeah.
Getting tons of ideas down quickly.
Totally. Mood boards, quick visualizations, maybe even funny stuff. Don't expect perfect quality, but expect quantity.
Good for kicking off the creative process, then maybe move to another tool.
Print.
Okay, Starry AI. This one felt different, like a boutique print shop.
Yeah, that sometimes just leaves the door open for free users. Nice way to put it.
They offer 25 watermark-free generations daily.
Which is a pretty solid number, and watermark-free is a big plus.
What really stood out to me was the mobile experience.
Oh yeah, their apps are really polished, responsive, well-designed. You could genuinely create portfolio pieces on your phone.
And upscaling is built right in, isn't it?
Baked right in.
Yeah.
You don't need separate credits or tools to get a decent resolution image.
Saves a step, and the style presets are quite deep.
Very specific styles you can just pick. Less fiddling with prompts sometimes.
Seems great for artists wanting quality output without a budget, especially on mobile.
The main caveat is just that 25 credits can go fast if you're really in the zone.
True. Plan your usage, but definitely high-quality output potential there.
Agreed.
Let's shift to an older player. Deep Dream Generator.
The Elder Statesman has that very distinct, almost psychedelic vibe.
Totally. Like Salvador Dali found a GPU, maybe?
Yeah. The free offering is more limited, though. 3 generations daily.
Only 3. But the results are often really unique and artistic.
Definitely. And they have that cool visual prompt mode.
Where you upload your own sketch.
Exactly. Use your drawing as a base. Let the AI riff on it with textures and styles. Very neat.
Plus, those different engines, DaVinci 2, FluxX, DreamForge, each gives a different flavor of surrealism.
It encourages that kind of artistic exploration. And they have an integrated editor, too.
Background remover, in-painting, basic stuff, but handy to have it right there.
The limit of 3 free ones means it's probably not for big projects commercially.
Right. Commercial use requires a paid tier. But for unique artistic transformations, it's got its place.
Absolutely. Very distinct style.
Okay, Canva's AI art generator. Canva itself is like the Swiss Army knife for non-designers.
Totally. And their AI generator is like adding a surprisingly sharp AI blade to it.
You get 50 lifetime generations on the free plan.
Lifetime, yeah. So you got to use them wisely.
But the big advantage is the workflow, isn't it?
Oh, completely seamless. Generate the image, and boom, it's right there in your Canva design. Edit, add text, export, all in one place.
Super convenient if you're already using Canva for presentations, social media, whatever.
And they actually use multiple AI models in the background.
Stable Diffusion, DOLAE, Imagen, gives variety.
Plus their magic edit and eraser tools are pretty slick for making quick tweaks within the image itself.
So if you're a heavy Canva user, this is almost a no-brainer for integrated visuals.
Definitely. Just be mindful of that lifetime limit on the free tier.
Makes sense. Okay, Dream by Wumbo. They started with that lip-syncing app.
Yeah, Wumbo. And Dream kind of extends that playful, mobile-first vibe to AI art.
Unlimited generations, but with ads on the free tier.
Right. It's very mobile-centric, punchy results often.
Lots of different artistic styles to choose from, like a really wide range.
Synthwave, ukiyo-e, comic styles, all sorts. And they have a text refinement loop.
Where you can edit an existing render with a new text prompt.
Yeah, instead of starting over, it's just tweak the direction. Quite smart.
And the image-to-image on mobile is surprisingly capable, too. Upload a photo, reimagine it.
It works pretty well. The downsides of the ads, obviously.
Can be a bit disruptive.
And sometimes, like many apps, it can have server hiccups, occasional blank screens.
But overall, fun, easy, great for mobile experimentation with lots of styles.
Yeah, definitely worth a look if you create on your phone a lot.
Now, Midjourney, okay, it's paid, we know.
Yeah.
But we included it for a reason.
Right. It's about learning, even if you don't subscribe.
How so?
Well, you can often see prompts people use in their public demo channels, or maybe get an invite link sometimes. Studying how people write prompts for Midjourney is super valuable.
So it teaches you prompt engineering that you can apply anywhere else.
Exactly. Midjourney has these advanced parameters like stylize or Niji for anime or character reference.
Stuff that gives really fine-grained control.
Yeah. And seeing that kind of control helps you understand what's possible and what might come to free tools later. It's like the Formula One car influencing road cars.
Good analogy. So watch Midjourney to learn how to prompt better everywhere else.
That's the key takeaway for free users, I think.
Makes sense. Okay. Adobe Firefly. This is Adobe's big play in the AI space.
And their focus is very much on commercial safety, right?
Absolutely. Trained on licensed stock images, public domain stuff, built with legal concerns in mind.
And they have the content credential system baked in.
Traceability, yeah. The free tier gives you some credits across their ecosystem, Photoshop, Illustrator, the web app.
Credits are limited, though.
They are. But features like style kits are interesting. Apply a consistent look across assets.
Very useful for branding.
And the 3D scene reference beta sounds cool. Upload a 3D model, generate a matching background.
Plus, the integration into Photoshop with generative fill is already huge. And it's coming to Premiere Pro in design.
So for professionals, corporations, anyone needing that legal peace of mind, Firefly is important.
It's the safe bet, commercially speaking, even with the limited free credits and occasional cues.
A necessary option for many. Finally, the Wild West. Community forks and open source UIs.
Like automatic 1111 hugging face spaces. The whatever your GPU can handle option.
Maximum control, maximum transparency.
Automatic 1111 is kind of the gold standard for running stable diffusion locally, right? All the sliders, control net, train neural eyes.
Total control. And Hugging Face Spaces is great for trying out all sorts of experimental models hosted by the community.
The huge benefit here is transparency. You see everything. And extensibility, you can install tons of add-ons. Plus privacy, since it's running on your machine.
The catch.
Hardware costs can be significant if you want speed. Setup takes time, can be technically fiddly.
Not plug and play.
Definitely not. But for tinkerers, developers, people who want ultimate control and avoid subscriptions, it's fantastic.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of tools. Let's try a quick sideways comparison. Fastest first render.
Probably Bing with its boosts.
Most generous daily quota.
Crayon is unlimited, technically. But for high fidelity, maybe Starry AI with its 25 watermark-free ones.
Cleanest legal path for commercial use.
Adobe Firefly, out of the box. Or DreamStudio if you pay for credits.
Best mobile experience.
Starry AI, I'd say. Closely followed by Dream by Wumbo.
And deepest nerd knobs. The most control.
Oh, automatic 1111 hands down if you're running it locally.
Gotcha. So for you, the listener, maybe just starting out, the learner, what's the advice?
Don't get overwhelmed. Just experiment. Maybe start with Crayon for rapid ideas.
Get a feel for prompting.
Exactly. Then maybe try Bing for slightly better quality and ease of use.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want something potentially print-ready or for a portfolio piece, give Starry AI's daily credits a shot.
The key is finding what feels good to you, right? Find a tool or two that clicks.
Totally. Stick with them for a bit, build that intuition about how they work.
And it's worth keeping an eye on where the research is heading to.
Oh, yeah. Things like T2IR1, that reinforcement learning approach.
Where the AI sort of thinks out loud.
Yeah, could lead to much more coherent images, maybe even more interactive generation, and things like WebGPU, on-device models, that could make free tiers even better in the future.
More efficient, more powerful.
Hopefully.
So, wrapping this up, it's really clear how far we've come. The power to create visually is being democratized incredibly fast.
The barrier isn't really access anymore, is it?
Not really. It's more about taste, vision, knowing what you want to ask for.
These tools are assistants, powerful ones, but they need direction. The best results still come from that iterative process, the questions you ask.
Absolutely. So our final thought for you, pick one or two that sound interesting from our chat.
Jump in, play around, experiment, stay curious.
And remember, it often starts not just with the prompt, but with the creative question you're trying to answer in the first place.